it is top of the hour. It is 8 o'clock, you guys, Eastern time. We were not messing around. I didn't realize Joel was going to hit the record button so quick.
Right away.
I was going to give you guys like final time to text your team, text people that need to be on the Zoom. Get your pencils and paper ready if you're going to take notes with that, or if you're on a computer and have your iPhone to take notes, that would be awesome too, because you're going to want to. I'm excited for tonight's Zoom, you guys. We are springing into April, kind of like I would say spring into spring.
We had snow here today, so it doesn't really feel like it.
But we're going to get there. We're going to get there. I'm being positive. So I know some people are on spring break, but for those of you that are live, you're going to love this. And it's just going to be an exciting way to start off our month strong. So for those of you that don't know who we are Stefani and Joel Dunn. We have been with the company almost 13 years. And give us a quick rundown of our story, and then I'll bring on our guest.
So our story is pretty simple. Back in the day when we had the first economic collapse, we were in food lines. We had lost all of our franchises. We were losing our rental properties, and we were doing everything that we could to scrape money together to not lose our actual house. So we were in food lines so that we had that money left over. And then God took this amazing opportunity, if it works, and put it in our lap. And we knew that we were made for more, and we just need the right opportunity. And when this came along, I looked at it and said, this is what we're going to do. And Steph really wanted nothing to do with it. But she wanted the product, and she knew a lot of people that would want the product. So that's what really catapulted us on this journey with this business to get things rocking and rolling.
Yeah, you guys, I was so excited about the product. And so I wanted Joel to share a little bit about that, because he saw that right away. Like, oh my gosh,
we're gonna be rich.
He saw excited I was on seeing some instant results. And now, you guys, we have a whole lineup of over 40 plus products and more coming all the time that I'm super excited about. And so when you're a product of the product, or you love something, you know, right now, if you're new and you've looked at product, a friend who you think might want to try this. So if you haven't, there's a clue, is go log into your eSuite and look at all the different product and start writing names down of who you can reach out to. I was old school. I picked up the phone, not through social media in an inbox message. I picked up the phone and called people. So that's how I was excited. And you guys, I think back, and it was gas prices were right where we were at right now. And so I think about that. Who do you know? And it might be yourself that you're just looking for that extra $300, $400, $500, $600 to pay gas right now. And so that's what we want to teach you, is how to do that with all the things that we have with the success bonuses, the 4-in-1s, all of those things. Will kind of clean that up at the end of what we should be focusing on. But we're going to bring Christina on and let her share. So I just wanted you guys to hear a little bit of our story and why it's important sometimes, just a reminder of why being a product of product, so that when we're talking about these things, it makes sense to you of how you can actually lock in more customers, sell more than just one product, and have the success that you want. So I'm going to see, Christina, are you able to unmute yourself?
Yes.
Perfect. So you guys, this is exciting, because if you as leaders at all ever have someone that you just want to advocate for, that you see that's doing a great job of gathering customers, growing their network, bringing in new distributors, or whatever that is, always let us know. So a little birdie named Rachael shared, and she's her upline leader, messaged me and shared with me how you were getting these high BV sale customers. And I was like, okay, we need to have her on and explain a little bit of that. So I want you to introduce yourself, and then I want to just really jump in on, you know, are you a product of the product and how you're doing all this? So introduce yourself. Are you a mom? Like, what's your background?
Okay. I am a mom. I'm a mom of 3 girls. My oldest is in softball, my middle child starting softball, and then I have a youngest who's 1 year old. I used to be a preschool teacher, and then when the pandemic hit, I became home, and that's when I started the business. And I was actually pregnant with our 3rd child at that time. So they kind of just wanted me to stay home for my safety. And then after I had her, they pretty much told me with schedules and everything that it was just best for me just to quit my job, which at that point I was like, I have this business. I'm not too worried about it. So I just became a stay-at-home mom from that point on. That was back in 2020.
That's so crazy. So you have loved the product. You tried a lot of the products. So, you know, you guys, when you're talking about how we're going to get these customers, what are some of those products that you love and you've incorporated, but you really kind of stick to? It sounds like some of the same 3-4 products. So give us a rundown on that.
Yeah, so I wasn't able to really start right away into the products because of my pregnancy, which I still promoted the super reds and greens at that time. But once I was able to have the clear and everything, that's when I introduced the coffee to myself. And I started with the coffee for like, I think it was like a month, and I was 240 pounds was how much I weighed at that time. And I got down to 230 within 1 month just from the coffee. And this is before slimming gummies even came in. So I think for about 2 months, I just stuck with the coffee. And then I introduced myself with Thermophyte X. Love the Thermophyte X. I don't have a good metabolism. So the Thermophyte X was like a win for me when I started with that, because my metabolism, I felt so much better. It boosted my metabolism. It gave me bunches of energy. And I just saw a huge change in my weight. I now am at 180, standing and amazing, and I started at 240. So the Skinny Brew was definitely my number one. Introduced Thermophyte X, Slimming Gummies came out, and I went from a pant size 24, I believe, to now I'm a pant size 12.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. No wonder you have a great story.
I was like, the chat should be going insane right now with comments.
I mean, I think what's awesome is you started with one. Like you, at least you started with something and then you added 2. And so you have the ability to really share your personal testimony when you're talking to customers. So is that something, you know, people are like, how are you getting these customers? Is it because you're showing that through your story? Is it because you're showing constantly your before and after pictures every day? Like, what does your day look like to be able to, you guys, I guess I should say, like 160 BV loyal customers. Like she is having really high customers. And so that adds up quickly. So less work for more pay. So that's what we want to know. So how are you doing that?
So a lot of my followers know that I'm all about the coffee and the Slimming Gummies, Thermophyte X. So a lot of them have been following me since the beginning, and they actually have reached out to me and said, what are you using? And those are the 3 products I just throw at them. Now that we have the triple threat bundle pack, I'm able to just give them that and tell them these are the 3 that have been working with me or working for me. And that's pretty much how they get it. And I do get personal with them. There was a post that blew up for me. It talked about who's looking to lose 30 pounds by May. Well, now it's June, but it was last month. That post, I got personal and I asked them specific questions so I can make sure I pair them or give them information about a bundle pack that will work with their lifestyle.
You guys, she also inboxed me the messages that she asked. So she doesn't just talk, like she's asking what part of your body are you most unhappy with? Do you eat clean? So she's getting really detailed. And so Christina, can you share that in the chat, or do you want me to do that? I can have Joel copy and paste that, or do you have the ability to do that?
I might be able to do that.
Okay, we'll try. If not, you guys, do you want what she's using? Because I was like, oh, this makes perfect sense. If you do want the information, drop a 1. I think everybody's going to want it. But that made me go, you make it look so
it's like 700 ones.
I know, you make it look so easy and effortlessly. And I want you guys to understand something is when you're going for your first 4 customers and 1 distributor, you know, brand new people too, like if you're just new, don't be discouraged, because I think that's something that we can easily derail ourselves and like, I'm not getting anywhere. I don't know what to do. Nothing's happening. And you got to start somewhere. And some people start off the gate with just, you know, having that confidence right away to like message their best friend and be like, you're doing this with me, where others might have feeling like, okay, I don't have a big network yet. So we're going to work on growing your network And maybe you get your product and all of a sudden you have a great before and after picture, or that first week, you're just like telling the world about it. So there's multiple different ways to utilize this and have the success. It's just, what are you willing to do right now? Like, are you willing to do all of the things? And so I think that that's what we want to make sure that, so as she's going to drop these here in just a little bit.
Yeah, she put one in already.
Okay. So
she's
that
got the
was
questions in.
One of those things that I saw. So if you're having people, I asked her, are you building your network? How are you getting this out? And so I want you to share from a new distributor that's just joining to people that have maybe been in, and maybe they feel like, no, nobody's seen my stuff, or how am I going to be able to get more customers? How are you doing that?
Like growing your network wise, is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Or
So you're having the success with gathering the loyal customers. So, you're going to run out of people, if you're asking the same ones, like you can still be consistent with that, because we never know when that timing is right, and you want to be consistent on posting and stories, but also we want to make sure that we're growing our network. So are you doing reels? Are you doing TikTok? Like, what are you doing to have this many customers coming in?
My main goal, I guess, I really want to push to get that 500 followers or 500 friends on Facebook, and I'm still pushing each and every day. So I am consistently adding to my network on Facebook every day, at least 15 to 20 people. I normally get about 10 accepting. So that's pretty good to me. But I am definitely been doing TikToks and Reels daily. I do Reels on Facebook and Instagram, and of course I do a TikTok as well. I have noticed with a huge jump on my TikTok this past month, I think I got like 300 new followers on TikTok, which like blew my mind. I was like, no way. But I'm just being real with my TikToks and Reels. Like, I do a few personal ones, just funny things. Just, I have a teenage daughter, and we go through that teenage phase. So I talk about that. I do, of course, put some of my products in. I think I do 1 or 2 product and business a week, and I do it 5 days a week. So I have my weekends that I do a lot of my content planning and getting a lot of those videos ready and saved. So then when it comes to the day, because I'm a mom of 3, so my schedule is pretty busy, I can quickly post those up. So definitely growing my network with the Reels and the TikToks, and constantly just adding to my network with Facebook and Instagram. I'm actually haven't had to add an Instagram because they are just following me from my Reels.
So that's a huge key, guys. If you're like, okay, how am I going to just start? You've got to start right there. And I think sometimes we hear these big success stories of, we have all of a sudden, 50,000 followers. It didn't start just, you might get lucky and have one go viral, but you need to be consistent. You guys, if you got 100 to 300 new faces seeing your stuff, you're going to be more than likely to get somebody. And especially because she's being consistent with posting. And then you've got those new faces to be able to ask them to do host to post. So is that how you're also getting in and growing your network? Are you doing host to post?
Yes. Host to post is definitely my jam. I love host to post. People are so willing to do it as well. I also go back to my old months of host to post, and I asked those people who may have done it like in February for me, and I haven't asked them for April, or back in March, maybe I haven't asked them yet. And they're always willing to put up a post for me because they get a free entry too. So
you guys, I think sometimes we think that, like, can we ask the person that? Here's the thing that I've found that has worked a little bit is, if you've asked, and there's some people that just share everything. I feel like I have a few of those people that are willing to do anything.
They'll post anything for you.
But remember, if you're going through, I think just being a little bit more like looking at it and just seeing if they've done it, or you've asked them a couple times and they haven't, just say, hey, I know you've done this a few times for me. I appreciate it so much. Would you want to do this again for me? Are you able to do that? Or give them a completely different post, or have them post in their story. But if you're just having 10 people doing the same thing and not growing your network, you're going to be doing the same thing over and over, not having the success. So we want to make sure you're doing that. I'm going to have you drop some of the messages, just the things that you've had the mass success with in here. Because you guys, again, when we share the scripts, share the things that she's working, if this isn't how you talk, you can always edit and make it your own. Okay. I think that's the key in making sure that you know that. But also knowing she's just like all of us. We're doing pretty consistently the same thing. So you're going to hear the same thing almost week after week. But I thought what was so inspiring was her high BV amount. So if you're posting, one of the host to post she had, which was, I'm looking for 12 people who are ready to lose 30 pounds by May at my cost. That opens the door. If they're looking for 30 pounds plus, you're going to want more than just one product, right? So you automatically want to start thinking about that, making sure that it's packed. So the question I had for her then was, she would go through and send the message a little bit more detailed of, do you exercise, all these questions that she's put in the chat. But then she sells her product that she uses. So her own triple threat products that she uses, or the 14-day easy. So those are the packs that she's doing or adding on. And one of the things that I loved about it is she's starting right off the get-go of saying, I'm going to do a customizable pack for you. That keyword customizable pack, I think makes it feel so inclusive just for them, that they're special, that we're taking time to get them exactly what they need to have the success that they need. So I loved that part of it. I don't know if you guys love that.
Well,
but that
and
was huge
what's
for
so
me.
awesome about that is she's able to say that based on those questions that she asked.
Mhm.
So she
Yes.
asked those questions, which means I'm able to tailor this to that. Where before, if it was just, yeah, I want to lose 30 pounds, and you're like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna custom tailor that. You didn't
Mhm.
ask enough questions to get enough information to seem like you have the authority to give them the stuff that's right for them.
Mhm.
So awesome.
Yeah, I love that, because that's what I'm just reading through. It's just based on their answers. And how do you get better at knowing which products to pair together? Go and read about them, you guys. I didn't have somebody teaching me what to do. I didn't have these Zooms like this all the time. I went and logged into your eSuite. So if you haven't, you can log into your eSuite or your app and go and look at each product and read about what they are. If it's a weight loss product, kind of write those down, or have that in your side notes that you have. If you have your boards app, it tells you exactly what they are. But I would take the time to learn a little bit about each product, because it's pretty specific on this is what it's for. And then you can guide them like, oh, well, they didn't even really necessarily want energy and they don't like caffeine, slimming gummies, maybe the skinny wraps, something like that. You'll start to understand how to do that. Christina, do you have anything else that you were just like, I need to share this? This is where I'm having success.
Just keep going on prospecting. I just noticed that when I go through my friends list, I sort them. Every week I do a new letter. I'm actually in like the letters O, P, and Q, so I'm going through those pretty quickly. But I just always interact with them, and then I immediately prospect them. I may have prospected them early last year, and we may have chatted throughout the year, personal stuff, and I never asked them again. So I will go ahead and prospect them again. Or I might send them a hap. I'm always sending out messages after I'm interacting, especially with my letters and especially with my old friends. So I'm boosting my post because they're going to see my post and my page more. And then I'm getting into their messages right away. So then they know, hey, she still sees me.
I thought that you had sent me that too, like how you're prospecting, like how you started. Can you drop that in the chat for people just to get an idea? If you're like, I don't know what she's talking about, that will be there for you guys. And I think it's another great tool just to be able to use on how to grow and get those customers. I think, also, I think, Christina, one last question that I have for you is, did you have confidence right away, or was it because you started using the product and that built your confidence?
I had zero confidence. I'm just going to be honest. When I first started, I didn't want to talk to people. I didn't want to be annoying. I was like only posting pictures of my family. Like I had maybe like 100 people on Facebook, guys. It seriously was not that many people. But I think as my months went on, my confidence just continued to grow because I saw that people were interested in the products. I saw that people were seeing my posts and I was being inspiring. yes, once I jumped and was able to take the Skinny Brew and the Thermophyte X, my confidence just went through the roof because I was able to actually finally see the results of myself and feel so amazing with them.
You guys, I think that was so important for you to hear is I think we all come in and think, man, these people, these leaders, they're doing so amazing. But how do you get confidence? By starting and growing and learning and staying close to the fire. We don't all come in like we're amazing salespeople, like getting these, these customers and selling these high.
You guys
BV.
wouldn't have joined us in the beginning, trust me.
Yeah, I look back at some of my, messages sent out or my posts. I'm like, oh my gosh, but that's how you learn. That's how you grow. That's how you get better. But if you don't do anything, then you're not going to have any prospecting. You're not going to have anything. You're going to spin your wheels. And you're going to be like, I see people having the success. I just have to get out there and just do it myself. Did you make Rachael a co-host? Mm-hmm. I'm going to bring on Rachael because she knows you a little bit more. So I want to have her dig in. Rachael is a triple diamond with the company, an amazing leader, especially at letting me know on who's having some success. But Rachael, is there anything that you're like, oh no, she does this. We need everybody to know that. Can you come on? Can you unmute? Maybe.
Christina, I just want to give you the biggest hug right now. Like seriously, I am so proud of this girl, you guys. Like it's absolutely so cool to see this and to just like witness this because when she said I got chills and she was like, I had zero confidence in the beginning. I have literally personally seen such a blossoming in this woman. Like it is so freaking cool. And it's just, you rocked it, Christina. You're absolutely amazing. I'm like sitting here taking notes and like copying all these scripts. I'm like, this is awesome. Like, I can't wait to use this. So I love that. And I love how personal, like you're asking people things, like those extra questions. I'm like, I am going to start doing that. That's so good. But I know I hopped on a little bit late. We were putting Nora to bed. But Christina, I don't know if you shared this story. Maybe not, but I'm going to share it again anyway. Did you share the Christmas story?
No.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so you guys have to hear this. This is like literally an epic story on our team that just never gets old because it was just insane. So this was not this past Christmas, but wasn't this the last Christmas before this one, right? Okay.
Yes.
So this was when it was like literally Christmas Day, and a couple days before that, we were knowing like, okay, she's gonna push for Ruby. She was being loud about it. She's like, I'm gonna push for Ruby. I'm gonna get it. It's mine. And then Christmas Day, she has this like massive accident on a 4-wheeler, and like, what you can tell it, Christina. I think you should. You need to tell.
So I was pushing for Ruby on December, and on Christmas Day, I got into an ATV accident, 4-wheeler accident. I got 13 stitches on my face. I got a scar here, scar right down my eye. My whole face swelled up. I couldn't really see out of anything, maybe a little bit out of this eye. I had blood behind the eye, and just everything was just swollen up. And I was just like, I'm not gonna be able to work. I was scared. And so I think I gave myself like a day or two rest, and I'm like, no, Christina, you're not going to give up. You're going to keep going. You got to get this Ruby. This is what you want. So after 2 days of resting, I just did with one eye, working constantly. I did not put my face out there a lot. If you were able to see memories on my page, you will see that literally for about 3 weeks, it was just my hands and like Skinny Brew making. Like I didn't show any of the face or anything because it was bad. But I just dug in and I just kept going. I sent out messages constantly. I constantly was following up with people that I knew were interested. And I believe the Slimming Gummies dropped at around that same time. So about the beginning of the month, I was warning some customers, hey, we're going to be getting a new product here soon. You're going to probably want some information. Not exactly those words, but it was like that. So as soon as the Slimming Gummies dropped, I just sent out all the information to all of my people who were interested in the Slimming Gummies. And it was 5 days before New Year's, I messaged Rachel and Sierra, who is my upline. I said, I'm getting Ruby by New Year's Eve. Before midnight, I will be labeled Ruby. And I think it was New Year's Eve day, I got a phone call in the morning saying I got Ruby.
That's so
guys.
No
so she had a cut down her face, couldn't see out of an eye. And what's your excuse? I mean, she crushed it. I
think that's what Rachel's trying to like get to is when you want something, there's no obstacle that can generally take you out. You know, if if she could do it with a little bit, I mean, give yourself time to heal, people. I mean, I think, you know, if you're going to know your
Hey,
limits,
she took
like,
2 days.
you know, whatever, but I think we're all going to have life happen to us. There's always going to be something. And I think that's always a reminder for me is, you know, there's times where I'm like, I can do it tomorrow, right? I think we all have those thoughts, but it's so important to get what we can get done now. So if you're like on fire for things, making sure you can reach out to people, getting some, if you're feeling great about yourself, get some pre-made reels and TikToks or posts up pre-made that you're ready to go. Take the time to do those things so that you don't have an excuse, that you already built those up. Newbies, I know you're like, oh my gosh, I don't even know. Like, you just start somewhere and you build up almost like a library full of posts that you can recycle. You're going to have your own before and after pictures, you know, your own testimonies, and it's just being consistent with what you want. So that leads me to this. You guys, it's the beginning of the month. What is it that we do? We go after 4 customers and 1 distributor. You're going to hear 4 and 1 constantly through the next forever. You know, I think those are the things. We've made it very simple to have success in the business and to give you that direction, that plan, and that system of where to go. So Christina said she wanted Ruby. Maybe you're going to hear rank ups. Like, what is it that you want? 4 and 1 will take you to executive, to Ruby, to Emerald, to Diamond. It will take you all the way to the top of the company. So if you tell me I want to go Ruby, well, the foundation to do that is get your 4 and 1. And then we're going to look at that. We're going to look at your chart. And we're going to grow, and we're going to help that new distributor do the exact same thing. And it's going to grow with you as you're moving on up and maximizing out the comp plan, because that's what they've decided that they were going to do with that. So, you know, I think write down, get your calendar out. What is it that you want? Maybe it's an income level. So maybe you want an extra $500 this month. Write that on the calendar. How many hours are you going to give yourself each day and each week? Are you going to go every day? You know, an hour a day, 3 hours a day? What does that day look like? Put it in there. So really make sure that you're scheduled out for the month, because if you're not, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, it's the 20th of April and I'm not anywhere near doing my 4 and 1. And so those are the things, being consistent through this next week, because then you're going to have people to follow up with. You're going to have people that, you know, have been seeing you that all of a sudden are like, okay, I'm finally in. Like, we never know when that day is, but she gave us some great scripts, some great ideas, how to upsell, how to be confident on that. And it's utilizing the product. Rachel, did you have anything else that you were just like, oh my gosh, really? I had,
because that one was pretty awesome.
I had you on here for backup.
Honestly, like, I also, something that I was just, as she was sharing that story again, I just remember, like, I will never forget, like, we were just, it was one of those things where, like, there was literally, it was like, Christina, you need to rest. Like, it's fine. If you don't hit Ruby, I mean, you just got a major injury, like, you know, and all of us were saying that. We were like, we're here for you. Like, please don't feel pressure. Like, you know, and even though, like, we were like, there was people around her going, it's fine, you know, it's okay. And she's like, I want this for me. Like, I'm not listening to any other voices. Like, that's cool that you guys are, you know, being sweet to me, but I still want this for me. And I think that that's so important. Like, no matter what voices are happening around us, whether positive or negative, we have to want this for us and our family. And Christina literally showed that through and through that situation. Like, I just remember we were so mind blown, so blown away. Like, wow, she really, really fought after this. She truly, truly wanted this. And it was just inspiring all around. So that really stuck out to me. Like, while she was sharing that again, I was like, yeah, she really wanted that for her. And like, she proved that. So that's what I wanted to share. I love your story, Christina. It's just so amazing.
I think that it's such an awesome thing, you guys. Each week you're going to see new faces coming up. You guys get to see me, and I hope you know I'm still here. I'm still in the grind.
Hope you're not tired of us yet. We're not going anywhere.
But I just love giving you different success stories of what's working in the field. So in turn, it may inspire you to be the next one that we have on the Zoom. So it's not necessarily always about the rank. It's about, what are you doing now? How are you changing your business, how, maybe you've been in 3 years and you're a Ruby, but you're having mass success and going after the success bonus. So I want you guys to know that if there's any time that you're like, hey, this person needs to be heard, we want to know about it, because that's how we grow. Somebody's going to relate to that story. A mom of 3 daughters, who girls are a little bit more of a handful, maybe, I don't know, but I think, you have a lot of things that could get in your way that you choose not to, that you use as your why to push you outside of your comfort zone, to do the real, to grow your network. You guys, she had 100 people on her Facebook. She took the time to learn, to grow, to use the product, and not think I'm going to be rich overnight. Like, she gave herself a little bit of time, but you can be. So you don't want to wait on it. Like, if you're hungry for it right now and you're like, I want to make $150 this week, you know how you're going to do that? You're going to enroll 4 loyal customers with 250 BV in sales and 1 distributor. And guess what? Next Friday, you're going to have 150 deposited into your account. And then if you want an additional 350, which is even better, I think the math sounds a lot better to me.
Yep,
Is
350 is bigger than
helping
150.
that new distributor, that new rep come in and teaching them how to get their 4 customers and 1 distributor. So write it down. If you haven't reached out to anybody and you're like, you need to do this business with me, the time is right now. You're going to have a $2,500 success bonus that is a option for them to earn up to 3 times this next quarter. And then don't forget, we have C'est La Vie that they can earn. Anybody can still go onto that trip. So we want to make sure that you guys know, still pushing for that with your cycles of 4 and 1s and your tier 1s and tier 2s with that. Anything else I'm missing on that?
Yep.
And diamond, you
Oh,
can still go
yes.
diamond and get a $10,000 bonus. I'm like, I feel like that's just like
Yeah.
a little extra, like
One thing we're missing. Oh yeah, the $10,000 bonus.
everything is on there. So we're going to keep these short and sweet each week. I think that this was super helpful for you guys. If it was, drop a 2 for me so I can continue on bringing on people that you guys want to see that are having some wins and that you can take and really jumpstart and get off the Zoom and go and put in the work. Remember, we can continue to give you all the inspiring stories, all of the things to do, but if you don't take the action, you're not going to have the success. So get off tonight, go take the action. We will see you again next week, Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern. I appreciate you guys. I love you. If you haven't, take a picture or a boomerang or something of the Zoom so you can post that in your social media and show you have support, not only from your uplines and sidelines, but from the top earners of the company. We're always here to support you guys and have as much success as we can give you. So we love you all. Photo, don't end it yet. Everybody get it? Like, make sure you do that. All right, you guys, we will see you next week. Have a great night.
See you guys.